Hi, Neil here with Covers Camo, your source for custom seat covers. Today, we are installing the seat covers on the 2021 Can-Am Defender. Now, this is the Can-Am Defender that has the large bolster seats. So if you have the large bolster seats in your Defender, this is the install video for you. We're gonna check them all out. I'm gonna show you how to put each piece on and really get this installed nice and tight inside your vehicle. And let's check this thing out inside here now. Okay, so again, this is the large bolster seats. Can-Am Defender really has two different styles of seats, the large bolster seats and the standard seats. The large bolster ones are these ones that come up a little bit higher. They kind of scoop in a little bit more. Again, it's just these large bolsters that stick out right here. So that's how we classify the two different styles of seats. Large bolster seats are the standard ones that are more flat. Okay, so now we're gonna put these on, get these covers put on. We're gonna start with the driver backrest. I'll show you the headrest and then the driver bottom, and then I'll show you this middle seat after that. So the first one that we're gonna do is this driver backrest here. Okay, so let me get this out right here. And so the driver backrest has, this particular one did have a little label on it that said driver backrest. They don't all have labels on them, so you're gonna wanna actually lay out a lot of your covers before you get started and make sure you have the drivers on the, in the right section. And now the bottoms are gonna have a drawstring going around the outside. The backrest do not have the drawstring. It's just gonna be the straps to buckles here. So we're gonna get this put on right here, okay? And I'm gonna fit that over and around. So just kind of working this around the sides. Want to make sure that this side down here is hugging around the seat like that. Now these straps are going to drop down on the back side of the seat back here. Okay. One thing you're gonna wanna do is right underneath this seat, there is a little lever right here that will slide the seat forward right there. So that's gonna be helpful to get it forward a little bit, because I was struggling a little bit getting that strap down to the buckles, and that now will release, pull it forward and back right there. So I'll pull that forward. So now it's gonna free up a little bit more space for me as I get these put on right here. So that's a trick for the driver's side. The rear seats are gonna be a little bit tighter because those aren't gonna pull forward. But again, I'm just kind of working this around, pushing it so that way there's kind of this side fabric right here. You want all of this right here to be on the back side, so that edge kind of lines up with the edge of the seat right there on both sides. Same thing. Okay, I got those straps drop down now. So I can see that this side right here, I needed to pull it more because it's not all the way around yet. So I'm gonna push that around, and that's gonna help keep things nice and tight. So just make sure that you're getting these around as much as you can. That's gonna pull it tighter across the front there. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this strap to this buckle right here, okay? Same system with all of these is it's gonna go through the middle slot right here and then go through that outside slot right there. Okay, just like that. Okay, so that's gonna go through right there. And then I'm gonna pull that up and cinch that down. Just try and keep that nice and tight, and not, you don't need to crank on it too tight, but I know now that it's snug there. It's not gonna move around. Now I'm gonna do this other one right here, and that'll pull that kind of tight across the top. You see that, like, if this one was not tight, look at this view up here, where there's a little bit of you can see how it's tight here and not here, and then once I tighten that up, it's gonna then smooth that out right there, okay? So that's why it's important to get it kind of equally tightened on both sides. Again, through the middle strap, or through the middle slot, then through the outside slot, right there. Same thing now. I'm gonna pull this up. Tighten that up right there. Okay. Sweet. So there is the driver backrest. You could just leave these straps just kind of hanging down. They're not going to get in the way. Or if you just kind of want to get them out of the way, you could just like tie them together, or just kind of reach them up and tuck them behind the straps. Just get them out of the way. They'll be fine right there. Okay, sweet. So there is the driver backrest right there. The next one I'm going to show you is the headrest cover. So here's the headrest. In this particular style, we did the Black Ostrich for the trim, and we ended up going with usually whatever trim choice you choose. That's going to be the same for your headrest. So this is the headrest cover here. You can see how the headrests get wider towards the bottom there, and there's also this sew line right here that goes towards the bottom as well. So you can just see it where it connects. That's gonna be the bottom. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm not gonna reach this over really far, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna barely cap that top, and then I'm just gonna pull it down and then cap the bottom, okay? And then I can slide that over a little bit more if I need to. But it should the elastics around this should just barely cap the sides of the headrest. Okay, I've seen some people kind of pull it too far over on one side, and then it doesn't stretch and doesn't cover the other side. So kind of get the side view right there where you can see that it just kind of barely caps over right there. That's how it should fit on right there. Okay, so that's the headrest cover. We got the driver headrest on now. Now we're gonna move on to the driver bottom section. Okay, so this is the driver bottom cover here. Okay, this is what it looks like on the back side. Okay, the driver bottom has 3 straps to it. Okay, 3 straps to 3 different buckles. And what we're gonna do as well is we're just gonna untie these strings right here, get those loosened up, okay, and then get these straps out of the way for now. Also, what I'm gonna do is while I'm installing this, I'm gonna take this pistol pocket off. This is the removable pistol pocket. We also have available the sewn on molly pocket as an option, okay? So I'm just gonna remove that pistol pocket for right now while I'm doing this, kind of get it out of the way. It's kind of a stiff pocket, so I just don't wanna have to work around it. Now, what I'm gonna do is just start pulling this over and working it down. Get that string out of the way for a second, right there. Okay, so now that I have this kind of into place right here, I'm gonna start passing these straps up. Again, there's 3 straps. I'm gonna pass up all 3 of them. And these outside straps, I've just made this decision that I'm gonna go on the outside. So there's these metal bars right here, okay? And I'm gonna take this strap and go on the outside of that bar right there, okay? And same thing for the other side. And then that middle strap will just go right in the middle, okay? And that seems to be the best way to orient this. Okay. And what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna start out by hooking it on, but not cinch it down completely tight just yet. I'm just gonna kind of get it started. Just get it kind of loosely going right there. Same thing for this outside strap right here. Okay. And then also the middle strap right here as well. Okay, so now that I've just kind of gotten those started, I'm gonna finish pushing it down, making sure everything is in place where I want it to be before I really start snugging it down more. Okay, and I'm gonna end up tying this string together. This string just comes and ties to itself, to itself right there underneath the seat. But I'm gonna do that very last on this set right here. Okay, now that I got this down where I want it to go, I'm just gonna hold this middle one down, and we're gonna tighten this middle one first. I'm gonna hold that down like that, you know, pretty good, but right where I want it, right there, and just cinch that one down a little bit tighter. So now I got that middle is pretty tight right there. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna do the sides, and while I do the sides, again, I'm just gonna push down. That's really the trick here, is push down on the top side and get it snug right there, and then pull that strap through to let it finish. I mean, look how much, you know, just really snugged around that bolster right there. So now we're gonna do the same thing over here. Okay, so I did the same thing, just kind of holding here and then snugged it down on the bottom right there. Okay, so that's looking really good. You can see it's all kind of holding nice and tight right now. Now, time for the string underneath here. Okay, so we're gonna take this string and on both sides, going underneath. Now I gotta be careful on this because there I can feel kind of a few pieces of this metal underneath here, kind of sharp. So I wanna pull it snug, but not too hard on this string, because it is possible to rip the string. And if you do, contact us. We'll help you out, make sure you get you taken care of. But okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna tie a loop in one side, okay, and just kind of tying off a little noose right here, like that, on this side right here, and then the other side is just gonna hook around that and then pull up. And now this is mainly for aesthetics. It kind of keeps these corners down. You don't have to crank real hard on this string. Again, if you crank too hard, it is possible to snap the string. So I would say just get it snug. You know, again, it's just meant to kind of keep these side corners up right there. The main thing that's going to keep this cover from sliding around is those straps that go to buckles. right there. Okay, so I got that string pulled to where I want it right there, and now I'm just, can't really show you this with the camera, but what I'm doing is I'm just tying it off underneath. So I took that other one, went through the noose right there, then reach underneath and tied it off. Sweet, so there is the driver bottom. So yours should finish out just like that, okay? It's, you know, look, as you can see, I'm rolling my hands over. It's nice and snug. You know, things are fit on really good right there. And it's smooth on the top. And again, you just gotta work with it. You gotta give it a little bit of time as you're kind of installing it, and kind of just give it some time as you're putting it on. Now I'm gonna stick on that driver pistol pocket right there. That's how that one goes back on. Right there, that again opens up for pistol storage on the inside right there, okay? And I'll actually remove that again as I do this 20 section in the middle. We're gonna do this 20 section next, right here, because the passenger side is really gonna be those same steps that we just did on the driver's side there, okay? So we're gonna do this. This is the 20 section, so this is the middle seat section right here that folds up. Okay, so there's gonna be a bottom cover. That's this one right here. That's the bottom cover is the one with the straps, the drawstrings. Always the bottoms are gonna be the ones with the drawstrings, okay? And the straps are gonna go up to these buckles up here. And then the top section here, for this one, the top 20 section, that's gonna be this one with, it just has an elastic and some Velcro right there, okay? So we'll do that one. We'll do that one last. We'll do this 20 section bottom here first. Okay. So I'm gonna untie these here. Okay, so the straps, this side is gonna be the back side right here. And this is gonna fit over this right here. Here we go. Okay, now I'm gonna push these straps down underneath right there. And I'm gonna try to keep this decently on before I put these straps on. You can kind of slip around until you start getting these straps on. So that's what I'll do right now, is I'll start to put these straps on. I won't do it super tight just yet, but get it started. So then it stays on for a second right there. Same thing right here. Middle strap, outside strap, always right there. These are kind of long straps. If you wanted to, you could trim these a little shorter because you wouldn't need as much length. But okay, so I've just got those, decently on right now, so that way it doesn't slide around on me too much. So we're working on this 20 section bottom again, and getting these straps down right there. So that's looking pretty good right there. That looks about right as far as forward to back for me right there. I'm gonna have this kind of string going right around there. I don't want it too much farther forward and too much farther back. I think that's gonna be pretty good right there. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this string that goes around the outside. It's gonna get a little tight down here, but we'll work with it. Okay, so I'm gonna take one string and tie it off to the other. And really, the best method, like we always do, is just tie a loop in one side, and then we're gonna tie it off to the other. Okay, so there's my loop in that one right there. And then we're gonna take that through right here and snug that up. Again, this string doesn't have to be too tight, but you want it snug so then it's kind of holding these corners up. That's kind of one thing. I kind of shifted the whole string around by pulling this one, giving a little slack right there, and that allowed me to get a little bit more space to pull that. Okay, now I got that snug up tight, and then I'm gonna tie that off right there. And perfect. Now again, you could trim these if you wanted to, make them a little bit shorter if you need, but I'll show you that. So that's that 20 section bottom. That's installed now, and that looks nice. So again, that 20 section is all gonna be out of the Black Ostrich because this trim right here was all Black Ostrich. So whatever trim choice you choose on these Defenders, the middle 20 section is gonna be out of that same fabric, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on the 20 section backrest / kind of cup holder on this, okay? So it just kind of caps on it right here, but there's some fasteners on the back, and I'm gonna loosen up right there. Okay, and I'll flip this up right here. So I'm just kind of working this around. I'm trying to keep this capped on right here. There we go. Okay, so now you're gonna wanna get this side pulled up so it's covering all the fabric on the sides and obviously on the front as well. And there's a little bit of an opening on this back slot right here. And what you're gonna do is take this Velcro right here, pull this Velcro around, and it's gonna stick on to this back Velcro piece right there. So there's a back kind of hard Velcro, and then the soft Velcro. It's gonna come up and stick on right there. So I'm just pulling this tight as I stick that Velcro down right there. So now that Velcro's stuck on both sides right there. And I've got that kind of pulled up so it's covering the sides there. And that is how you do the 20 section backrest cover. So sweet, that looks good. Okay, so there's the 20 section backrest, 20 section bottom, all on there, and we have our driver section all done. So now for the passenger seat, we're just gonna repeat all the same steps that we did on this driver seat, and that'll finish this install, the one row on the large bolster seats for the Can-Am Defender. Okay, now we're gonna tackle this passenger side. Again, same steps that we just did on the driver side, but the seat's a little bit different because it's not gonna slide forward, but this one's a little bit easier because it actually just pulls up like that. So it's gonna give us full access right underneath, and that's gonna be a little bit easier there. Also, one thing about this one, this passenger side, you just give it a little bit of a tug right there on the top, and that top just pulls out right there. So that's gonna make it easier as well as we put those straps down. So a few tips right there. Headrest can be exactly the same right there. So let's do the driver backrest again, or sorry, the passenger backrest first here. Again, 2 straps go into buckles. That's what this one looks like right here. Okay, so we're gonna put this on like that. Just again, I just give it that a little bit of a tug right there. That gets these pop out a little bit right there for you. Okay. Right there. If you want to take the whole thing off, you can just kind of lift up on that right there, and there's these little hooks right here. Okay, it just hooks over those bars. So if you want to take the whole thing off, that might make it easier for you if you want. Now, again, this is just on the passenger side that we got that. The driver's side is a different attachment system. But I'll pull this around like that right there. Okay, here's gonna be the straps going down to the buckles right here. There's this other strap here going into that buckle. Again, if you're doing this and you realize there's drawstrings on it, that's the bottom cover, so you got the wrong cover. So this is, the backrests do not have the drawstrings around the outside. Okay, I'm just giving this a pull right there, making sure that it's all kind of pulling around. I'll check this front. That's looking pretty good right there, actually. So I'm gonna hook this back on here. But before I do that, I'm just gonna give it another little snug. Just a little bit right there. Okay, so I see that it's covering the top right there, and it's pulled right up to the edge right there as well. So that's looking pretty good for me actually right there. So I'm gonna get this hooked in and push back on. Okay, so there's the passenger backrest. I mean, that was actually a lot easier when it pops off like that. So that's a good tip for you. Let's do this headrest again over here. Okay, so again, I'm just capping the top right on the edge right there, not going much farther than pretty much the edge right here is gonna match up with the sewing line right there. That's pretty much all I'm capping. Now, if I end up having a little bit more space to it, yeah, I'll end up just pulling it a little bit more and getting that over right there. Again, it should just barely cap over the sides right there. You don't want too much extra fabric back there, so you should just barely cap that right there. Okay, so just kind of working that to make sure everything gets around and covered. Sweet. So there is that one right there. Okay. Perfect. So there's that passenger headrest right there. And now we're gonna do the passenger bottom. Okay, now this passenger bottom has the sewn-on molly pocket. So molly pocket opens up for storage on the inside, pistol storage or other gear inside there, and then it has the molly webbing on the outside of it. And again, that's sewn on, not removable. Okay, so we're gonna get these strings untied here on the sides. Get the straps out of the way, and just start putting this on. Okay, so I got that side put on right there. Now this one. Okay, now I got it somewhat in place. I'm gonna take these straps, pass them down. Okay. And then I'm gonna lift this up right here to grab these straps out. Okay, again, there should be 3 of them. Okay, and again, these outside straps, I'm gonna go on the outside of these bars right here. Okay, perfect. So there's that one right there. And I'm gonna come up, go through this. And again, not pulling super tight just yet. I'm going to just get them started, just so it holds in place. Same thing right here. Doing this middle one. Now this outside one, again going on the outside of that bar right there. And again, I'm not cranking these down super tight just yet, just getting it held there while I check this to make sure that everything is in place and around the sides before I really cinch that on. Okay, now that I have that right where I need it, I'm gonna take one hand, hold down kind of that fabric right there, and then cinch that middle strap down first. Okay, got that one down. Now I'm gonna do the same thing on this side here. Just gonna hold snug, hold the fabric to where I think it should be right there, and then cinch that down right there. Okay, so that helps snug that side down right there. And we're gonna do the same thing over here. Just holding that down right there. Okay, now I'm gonna do this string next, right here. So I'm taking this outside string over here. I'm gonna pull some slack out of that to start out. And then I have another string on the other side over here. I need to bring on the back side. There it is. Okay, perfect. Okay, got that other string. So I got these just behind these bars back here. Okay, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie that noose in one of them right here. Same thing we did on that other side and the 20 section bottom. Okay, so there's the loop right there. And now before I kind of tie this around, I'm gonna pull out some of the slack. And this one right here. Again, I'm trying to pull kind of straight out of the seat cover material and not a 90-degree angle on this, any bars. Because when you're pulling on a 90-degree angle against a metal bar, that's when you can kind of shear off this string. So that's what you want to watch out for. Okay, so now we're gonna pull this string together here. I got it looped through, my other string looped through right there, and I can see, okay, this is doing pretty good. That's about the tension that I want on it right there. I'm not cranking too hard, but it's snug, and it's gonna keep those corners down. Okay, and then I'm gonna just pinch it right where that loop was, and then tie this around, tie this off right here. Okay. And here's the other. I usually just throw two little loops in it to tie it off right there. Okay, perfect. Now, last thing I'm gonna do is just check it to make sure that everything is looking good. I'm gonna try to slide this over just a little bit more, kind of get it to be a little more smooth. And again, the way I got this to be snugged down like this really was, I was holding that material down as I pulled those straps on, okay? So you can see, how good that looks. Just, almost looking like it was made like this. Pretty nice. As if it came out of the dealership with the ostrich on there already. Sweet. Okay, that looks good, guys. Okay, that's your passenger bottom cover all installed now. We got the pocket on there. Headrests are looking good. Backrests are looking good. Last thing, I'm just gonna take this driver pistol pocket, put that on as the last step, because boom, there we go. That's the install on that Can-Am Defender, large bolsters, driver, 20 section, passenger. So that's a 40-20-40 seat with large bolsters. Dang, looks good. Really excited with how this turned out. We're gonna take some more finished photos and videos to show you guys everything at the end here, but that's how you get them on. Thanks so much for watching. Again, this has been Neil here with Covers Camo, your source for custom seat covers. To see more install videos like this, go to coversandcamo.com. Check out our YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook channels, and you can see a lot more photos and videos like this and get a set built up for your vehicle. And you can do that again at coversandcamo.com to place your order. Let us know if you have any questions. We're happy to help you. Thanks again for watching, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks.